What is going on, Gridiron fans? I am the Gridiron Guy, and this is my mock draft madness. Alright, this is going to be 2 full rounds, okay? I'm excited for this. I've been wanting to do a 2-rounder, so I'm going to do it. Okay, so if you haven't been here before, please click the subscribe button so you can click the bell so you can be notified of future content that I upload. Also, please click that like button. Alright? Help me out a little. Just click that like button. Leave a comment below. If you enjoy this draft, please leave me a comment. Please let me know, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Did you like draft picks? Did you not like draft picks? Did you think I reached or whatever? Anything, any opinion you have, this is all my opinion. I'm giving it right now. So give your opinion, leave it in the comments. Alright, with all that being said, let's get started with the draft. Alright, I'm fired up for this one. Okay, so, we all know it's going to be Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Just as much as Joe Burrow was a lock at number 1 last year. Alright, so this year, it's Trevor Lawrence. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Let's say the Jets keep Sam Darnold, and they move on, and they're going to trade down. Okay, so we have the Panthers trade up to number 2 with the Jets, and the Panthers gave up their first overall pick, their first round pick this year. They gave up a 2nd and a 4th this year. And then they gave up a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 5th next year. So they gave up 5 picks to move up to here, to number 2, to select Zach Wilson. I like the move. Alright, and now the Jets have moved down here, and they picked up 5 picks in this draft. Which, this is a deep draft. Some of their needs are deep positions. They're going to be able to get 2nd and 3rd round picks that could start on their team. Especially as bad as their team was last year. Alright. So now we have the Dolphins picking here at number 3. Okay, and I think they're going to take Penei Sewell. Great offensive lineman. He can play tackle or guard. Whatever they need him for, whatever they want to move him to, he's going to fill a spot on that offensive line. Period. Day 1. Okay, so now we have the Falcons on the clock. And I really don't think the Falcons are going to pick at this pick at all. So, let's make a move. Okay, so I have the Patriots move up to the number 4 spot because they want Trey Lance. Love it or hate it, I love it. I think he reminds me a lot of Garoppolo, who Bill Belichick loved coming out of the draft. Or, he didn't love him coming out of the draft, but he loved him as a player. Didn't really want to get rid of him. Alright. So now I think, this draft's getting crazy already. Bengals have to protect Joe Burrow. Why not take the 2nd best tackle off the board? Or some people see him as the 1st tackle. Whatever. Rashawn Slater, great tackle. That's what they need. Maybe move Jonah Williams to right tackle. Rashawn Slater play left. Whatever they want to do. Okay. So now we have the Eagles on the board. The Eagles could take Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase. Maybe Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. Maybe they go Justin Fields. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. They gotta get a wide receiver. Their defense is not atrocious. It's decent. But their offense is atrocious. Their wide receiving core is terrible. Jamar Chase will change that day 1. Alright. Lions. Lions could go a couple different ways. But ultimately, I think they go Devonta Smith. This guy is too dynamic to pass up. They need wide receiver help. Probably going to lose Marvin Jones. You know, Devonta Smith could be a solid number 2. If they lose Galladay, they're definitely going to need a wide receiver. But I don't think they're going to lose Galladay. They probably will lose Marvin Jones, though. Devonta Smith will fit right in. All right, so now we have the Jets on the board again. And since they're keeping Sam Darnold, why don't they get him a weapon? Jalen Waddle. All right. So now we have the Broncos on the board. I don't see too many other picks other than Caleb Farley. You know, maybe they could take an edge guy, but not at 9. It's not exactly too early, but there are some better. Caleb Farley is a top 10 pick easily. You know, there is no edge players that are top 10, and that's why Caleb Farley ends up with the Broncos in just about every mock draft. Or a quarterback, which is a little crazier. All right. So now we have the Cowboys on the clock. I think the Cowboys go... Yeah, they're going to go Patrick Surtain. Giants, I don't even have to really think about this one much. I mean, they could go Kwity Paye, Micah Parsons, but I think they're going to go, they could go Kyle Pitts. They could even win Justin Fields. You know, some people feel like, you know, Jones isn't the guy. All right. So we got the 49ers on the clock. 49ers. I think you could take Christian Darrisaw. Chargers, take Elijah Vera Tucker. All right. Vikings. Vikings on the clock. You're going to have to take Samuel Cosmi. Now the Falcons picking at 15. I think 15's a good number for them to take Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye. Alright, so now we have J.J. Watt just went to the Cardinals. Crazy move. I didn't expect him to go to the Cardinals at all. That wasn't even an option that I was thinking of. Probably not even in the top 10. Probably not even in the top 20. I don't know. I just really didn't expect that at all. Let me know if you did. If any of you said, J.J. Watt to the Cardinals, let me know about it, because I doubt it. Or were you just as surprised as I was? Put it in the comments, because I want to know how many people actually expected that. I don't think there was many. All right. The Cardinals, I think they could go with J.C. Horn here. Son of Joe Horn. Good wide receiver. Couple Pro Bowls for the Saints back in the day. All right. I think the Raiders go... Micah Parsons is still sitting here. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. You know, Micah Parsons is probably one of the best defenders in this draft. If not the best. The reason he would fall is because he's not exactly a scheme fit. Teams aren't exactly sure how they're going to use him. But I could tell you one thing. Gus Bradley will know how to use him. Alright, so what did we go with the Dolphins last time? Penei Sewell? Well, this time, I think they take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Alright, now we still have Justin Fields sitting here at number 19. And I don't think Haskins would leave a bad taste in their mouth. With this pick. So, I think he's too good to pass up at this point. He just did. He just fell through the cracks. I don't know. There wasn't many teams there that were quarterback needy. Could have said the Vikings, maybe the 49ers could have taken him. I don't know. I think that's a good spot for him. So I'm going to get crazy here on this next pick, and I'm going to go Mac Jones to the Bears. Alright, Colts got their guy, Carson Wentz. So they're not necessarily going to be looking for a quarterback. Maybe they'll look for a guy later on. Maybe they'll take Kyle Trask in the 2nd or 3rd round, whatever. Alright. But right now, they need a tackle. Alright, so we have the Titans on the clock. Titans on the clock. And I think they take Jalen Phillips. Alright. Jets on the clock. They're keeping Sam Darnold. They got themselves Jalen Waddle already. Good move. Good move on their part, if you ask me. Alright. I don't know if doubling down on wide receiver is the greatest idea in the first round. But if you could get Najee Harris, that would be a good move. And then you got Jalen Waddle, Najee Harris, you know, 2 members of that national championship team, you know, plus, you know, quality players for the last couple of years at Alabama. You really can't go too wrong there. Steelers, man, Steelers really need to go offensive line. They're losing a couple pieces. That offensive line's getting old. Offensive line is kind of deep, though, in this draft. Running back is top-loaded. There's about 4 or 5 guys that are going to go in the first 2 rounds. And then there's kind of a drop-off. But I think if they could grab Travis Etienne at 24, that'd be a great move for them. Alright, and now we're looking at the Jags. The Jags need to go Jalen Mayfield. You know, or they could go Liam Eckenberg, too. Or Dylan Raduns, left tackle. You know what? I'm going to have them take Alex Leatherwood. He can play left or right tackle. Whatever they need him to do. Protected Tua's blind side 2 years ago, or last year. Tua's a lefty, so he played right tackle, protected his blind side. This year he moved over to left tackle to protect Mac Jones' blind side. He's a blind side tackle either way. Play him at left or right tackle. But he'll play left tackle here because they took Trevor Lawrence. Okay. I love this pick here. Gregory Ruosseau matching him up with Myles Garrett. I love it. You know, Myles Garrett's big, stocky, long arms, good bend. Gregory Ruosseau, a little more thin, but great bend, long arms. I think they're going to wreak havoc on that division. All right, Azeez Ojulari to the Ravens. Cardinals. I'd really love to give them Zaven Collins or Nick Bolton. One of those two. They can't go wrong. I think both are going to be studs in the NFL. I think the Packers go Jalen Mayfield. They can get wide receivers in this draft. But to get a good caliber starting tackle, they got a little exposed in that playoff game. You know, they kind of need to. Bills, I think they could go... they could go a couple of different ways. But ultimately, Matt Milano is most likely moving on. They bring in Nick Bolton. He could play inside or outside. Good run stuffer. Pretty good in coverage. Fit right in. He'll make that defense... He'll at least help that defense sustain what they did this year. All right. The Chiefs also got exposed in that championship in the Super Bowl. They have to go offensive line. Their offensive line is atrocious. I think the days are numbered of the Chiefs just going out and just getting all the speed in the world. They need to start worrying about that offensive line, or they're going to be in trouble, and it won't matter what Mahomes can do, as you saw in the Super Bowl. All right. So, the Bucks. I think the Bucks could take... Where did he go? Here he is. Christian Barmore. Probably going to lose Sue. Christian Barmore would be a good pick for them. Alright, well now the Jags are on the clock. And you know what? Where is he? I think they take Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth, whatever, however you want to say it. Alright, Jets on the clock. They've taken wide receiver and running back. Okay. And there's a pretty good edge guy here in Jason Owa. Good move there. Oh, look at that. Back-to-back Penn State guys. All right. We got the Falcons on the clock. I think they could take Javonte Williams. All right, so now we've had the Dolphins take a tackle and a linebacker. It's time for them to get a wide receiver. They need some juice on that team. Get a guy like Rashad Bateman. Probably should have won the first round, but he's slipping here. Slipping. Should the Eagles double down on wide receivers? Man, do they have a ton of needs? They could use a tight end. Not really an option. Quarterback, maybe. There's not really one here though. They could take Aaron Robinson, Eric Stokes, Asante Samuel wouldn't be a bad move. Nah. I'm gonna say, would it be crazy to pair him up with Terrace Marshall again? I'll love it. Let me know if you love it. I love it. Also, do you think the Eagles were good moving on from Carson Wentz? Do you think they won that trade? Do you think Jalen Hurts is the guy? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. You think Jalen Hurts could get it done, especially now that we got him 2 wide receivers? I think those 2 wide receivers in particular are already used to working together. I think it's a good move. All right. Bengals cannot play around. They need to get offensive line. Period. I think they take Wyatt Davis. Creed Humphrey wouldn't be a bad move either. Wyatt Davis is one of the best guards in this draft. Probably be the number 1 guard. Actually, he's number 2 guard. He would probably be, but there probably are some tackles that are going to end up being guards. So he probably ends up being like 4th, 5th maybe, if some of those tackles end up being guards. But Wyatt Davis is a solid pick for the Bengals. He will start there. Plus, he's from Ohio State. Homegrown guy. All right. Jets on the clock again. I think the Jets could really help themselves out by getting a guy like Eric Stokes. Yeah. Starting to work on that defense a little bit now. Jason Owa, Eric Stokes. First round, they got Jalen Waddle after they traded down. And Najee Harris. Wow. Jets could do some damage this offseason in this draft. Like serious damage. They could play around and fix that team in one draft and one free agency offseason. I'm telling you, I think they could turn it around instantly, especially with that head coach. Tell me what you think. Do you think the Jets could make it could get it done with this draft, this free agency, and that head coach. That's what I think. I think if they make the right moves in this draft, they could very well get it done. All right. I think the Broncos take Joseph Asai, outside linebacker. A little undersized, but he's an outside edge guy. 3-4 outside linebacker. All right. Lions on the clock. I think they could go Dylan Raduns. You know, let's fix that offensive line a little bit. It hasn't been the greatest over the years. All right. So now we have the Giants on the board. They went Kyle Pitts early on. And man, I like them. I like some Kadarius Toney for them. Kadarius Toney. This guy's a gadget guy. He will tear it up. Tear it up. Give him end arounds. Throw him screens. With Saquon, you know, this definitely a Swiss Army knife. That guy's a weapon for that offense. Not to mention Joe Judge coming from the Patriots system. They like guys like that. All right. So now who did the Niners took Christian Darrisaw in the first round. You know, so that's good to go. I think they take Aaron Robinson here in the second round. You know, yeah, there's 2 offensive linemen they could have taken, but they just addressed offensive line. You know, their offensive line isn't that terrible. Alright, I think the Cowboys can't afford to pass up an offensive lineman. Especially 2 good ones here. Landon Dickerson. They just need offensive line. They could probably move him to right tackle. Alright. So now we have the Jags on the clock. Jags could do the same thing. You know what, though? I'm going to say they take Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome. They could have even taken one of these safeties. Alright. So now we're looking at the Falcons on the clock. And I think the Falcons could take... And didn't the Falcons... They got this pick from trading down, right? Oh, yeah, because they got the Patriots' second-round pick. Oh, wow. So the Falcons have helped themselves out. And I think they could take Onwuzurike. Yeah, defensive tackle. Alright, I think the Chargers need to continue to go offensive line. They need to continue. Creed Humphrey can play guard or center. So, I mean, I think that's a great move for them. Damn. So now, some of you may realize or see me wearing it. I'm a Raiders fan, and I'm kind of put in a tough position here. The Raiders took Micah Parsons, which is crazy that he fell that far, but some off-the-field issues. We all know the Raiders don't care about that. They like them dogs. Alright, but Davion Nixon is here. But also, Trayvon Moehrig is here. I'm going to take Trayvon Moehrig. Their secondary needs more help than their defensive line. I mean, they both need help. But, you know, to get the best safety in the draft, they got to do it. Alright. Moving right along. And I think the Cardinals already got You know, edge is probably not exactly a need anymore. Even though, you know, J.J. Watt's going to help out in that department. I think they could go Michael Carter, running back. All right. So we have the Dolphins back on the clock. Taking wide receiver, tackle, linebacker. What could they do next? I think they could take Joe Tryon. Good move for them. Good move. Now they get an edge guy. All right. So now we have Washington football team on the board. And you know what? Rondell Moore. Immediately. Pair him with Sims and with Terry McLaurin. Good move. Good move for them. Now, the Bears took Mac Jones in the first round, right? Or is it Mac Jones? So now they got to protect his ass. Or get him some weapons. I think Elijah Moore would be a good option. Except for... I mean, he's used to throwing to smaller guys. Yeah, what the heck. Elijah Moore is a pretty good guy to get the ball to. Alright. So now we have the Titans on the clock. Titans take Davion Nixon. Cardinals. Or, sorry, the Colts. Nico Collins. Alright. The Steelers can't play around anymore. They have to go offensive line. Trey Smith is a pretty good pick. Pretty solid pick. He'll be a day one starter for them. He'll make that team. Make that offensive line. He'll be a starter. Seahawks. Seahawks first pick. And I think it's got to be Ronnie Perkins, right? Carlos Basham. Carlos Basham is a good fit for them. They need some edge help. The LA Rams. LA Rams need offensive line. They need edge. I think they could go Ronnie Perkins. Yeah, they're going to go Ronnie Perkins. Doesn't really matter when you have the best defensive tackle, pass rushing defensive tackle in the NFL. You know, defensive player of the year. Alright, so we have the Ravens on the clock. The Ravens, you know what? I'm going to take them. I'm going to have them take Josh Myers. Offensive line. Alright. So now, I'm going to have the Browns take Asante Samuel Jr. The Saints. The Saints could take Amon-Ra St. Brown. Bills. Man, the Bills got their linebacker in the first round. So now, yeah, I'm going to say James Hudson. Left tackle. Okay. Now, you know who I like for the Packers is Amari Rodgers. This guy can catch the football. He's a smaller guy. You put him in the slot, move him around, give him end arounds, but he's big. He's 211. You know, he's not some twig. You know, you can hit this guy. He can take on some shots. Alright, we got the Chiefs on the board. Chiefs need some defensive help. Dylan Moses. Alright, now the Bucks on the clock. I think the Bucks could take Dwayne Eskenridge. Alright, so what did you think, Gridiron fans? Did you enjoy this 2-round mock draft? I was excited to do a 2-rounder. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see future content, please subscribe. And I am the Gridiron Guy, and I am out.